Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's digital plan with me. So for today, we're going to plan out the week of September 6th through the 12th, and we're going to use the Book Lover sticker kit that is available in my Etsy shop. I will have the link to this kit down below for you guys in the description box, so if you're interested in checking it out, definitely do that. I am currently running a sale in my shop that ends tomorrow around midnight, so now would be a great time to pick up this kit if you like it. So I'm very excited personally to use this kit because I'm planning to get back into reading, so I thought this would be kind of perfect for my first full week of being a full-time entrepreneur, business owner. If you have not seen my I Quit video that I just posted a couple days ago, definitely check that out. I shared a big announcement that I am no longer working full-time for my previous company. I am officially just a full-time entrepreneur, which is really, really exciting, scary, all those things. So my first couple days have been a little rocky because we have a lot going on over here, like insane. So my mother-in-law is staying with us until Tuesday. She's getting ready to head back to Florida, and then she's got her two little dogs here with her. And then we're also going to be watching my good friend Kelsey and Chris, their dog is going to come stay with us because they're going to go up north to celebrate their third wedding anniversary and just kind of get away together as a family, which is really exciting for them. So we're going to have 3 dogs in our house, and yeah, it's going to be interesting. But also just today, so I'm filming this on Friday afternoonish, and we have been all hit by a stomach bug. So last night, well, actually a couple days ago, Julia started acting a little weird and ended up throwing up and stuff. And oh, I swear that girl. So Maddie very, very rarely got stomach bugs when she was little. And with Julia, I swear it seems like every couple of months that girl gets a stomach bug, and I always have to just kind of brace myself because I know it's going to run through the whole house. I feel like it's practically impossible for it not to when Andrew and I are cleaning things up, if you will, and all that. I'll spare you the details. But yeah, now we all have been hit with this stomach bug. So I had planned to launch my second channel, Sweatin to Prosper, on Monday. And honestly, there's just no way that that is going to happen. It's been so chaotic over here. I don't even feel comfortable going to my weigh-in tomorrow because I know that this is just really contagious. Andrew's feeling sick, Maddie's feeling sick, I'm starting to feel sick. So, and sorry for if you guys can hear everything going on in the background. I swear it's just pure chaos in this house right now. So, I'm not planning to go to my weigh-in as far as a grocery haul and all of that. We're gonna just kind of wing it. We've got a lot of chicken noodle soup up in the porch. You guys can probably hear the little dogs. But yeah, so we've got chicken noodle soup up in the porch, so we're just gonna kind of eat light and all of that. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and delay that, and as much as that pains me because I've been really looking forward to it, I feel like I'm just putting so much pressure on myself to get it done, and I'm already in kind of a stressful situation. So I'm like, okay, it's okay. We're just going to delay it by 1 week. September 13th now will be the goal for getting Sweatin to Prosper up and running and all of that. And that'll be nice because that'll give me next week to kind of work on the channel art. I have an idea of what kind of theme I want to do for Sweatin to Prosper. And not that that stuff's super important. If you're thinking of starting a YouTube channel, by all means, you do not need to have fancy channel art or anything to do it. But for me personally, I really like that cohesive look for my thumbnails and all that to match and everything. That's just a personal preference. So that'll give me time to work on that and everything. So I'm really looking forward to investing some time in that. I've got a fun, like I said, just kind of some fun ideas for the theme that I want to use and stuff. So just wanted to give you guys that little update up front that Sweatin to Prosper will be delayed a little bit. And then if you could pray for us, I would really appreciate that, because I don't know, they say that when you are on the path that God wants you on and you're kind of abiding by his commands and letting him direct your life and all of that, that's when Satan attacks. And I definitely feel like that is the case right now. It's just like, I thought I was going to like have my last day at my full-time job and that I was going to just be able to like breathe and relax, and that's just not at all the case right now. But that's okay. It's just, you got to roll with it. That's life, and you got to be able to take a step back and kind of realize like what's at play here. And it's just, Satan trying to plant some doubt in my mind, or, stir up a little chaos in my life to distract me and stuff like that. So that's how I personally feel, or how I'm viewing it. But I have had quite a few people message me and tell me that they are thinking of starting their own business or quitting their full-time job to start their own business and all of that kind of stuff. And then just a lot of questions about how I knew that it was okay to make that leap of faith. And honestly, a lot of it was truly based on my faith and just the signs and conversations that I had had with God about it for months and months. And that was like the main contributor to me making this leap. But there's also some, more tactical considerations to make, I guess you could say. So I wanted to kind of talk a little bit about that because I've gotten, like I said, a lot of questions, and I'll probably sit down and do, like a more formal video about all of this at some point. But I thought I'd kind of go over the main things just briefly, and then maybe do another video and go into more detail. But a couple considerations I made was stability, finances, and then where I really wanted to invest my time and what I was really passionate about and all of that. So financially speaking, which is kind of the most boring part, I really just wanted to make sure that I was consistently bringing in at least what I was making salary-wise with my full-time employer. Andrew is working part-time, so that's really helpful in terms of we have some extra income coming in. He can always go to full-time if he needs to, but I wanted to make sure I was at the very least consistently bringing in my salary, like take-home pay-wise, as far as, I would get paid by Etsy and YouTube for the month, and then I would pay taxes, I would have certain expenses to pay for. What was I actually bringing home, and making sure that the amount I was bringing home was equivalent or more to what I was bringing home with WGU. So that was a huge consideration. And then in terms of stability, I actually had a moment where I was like really going back and forth on whether or not I should actually make this big decision. And I was thinking a lot about stability, and I had that like whole facade of that the 9 to 5 is more stable and all of that kind of stuff. And then it's so funny the way that timing works out. So the same like week that I was really struggling with this is the same week that my previous employer laid off like over 160 employees, including my role, like people from my role and everything. And it just happened out of nowhere, and it completely just took away that whole like stability factor, because a 9 to 5 may seem more stable, but also like I just realized like how fragile it really, like they can make the decision at any point in time to just terminate your position, to, downsize, whatever they need to do. I trust that they were doing whatever was in like their best interest as a company and stuff like that. And it's not like a personal decision that they made, and I'm sure it was a hard decision for them to make. But I just realized like, okay, like this actually isn't as stable as I thought. Like I barely made the cut. I think a lot of it was based on tenure. I don't know the exact reasons and specifics, but that happened. It was extremely stressful because I lost a lot of friends, like people who it was a sad day when that happened. It was very unexpected, and it's just the timing of it was just so crazy, because earlier that week, like this all happened on a Wednesday, and earlier that week I had tons of conversations with Andrew about like how maybe I should stick with something that's more stable and blah, 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 and all this kind of stuff. And like, because we have a lot of financial goals we wanted to achieve. We wanted to get our emergency fund done, get our backyard done. We want to save up cash for a car. Like we eventually want to redo our shower. We have all these goals that we want to work towards. And I was like, it's kind of nice, like knowing what your paycheck is going to be, and in terms of like being able to plan in advance for those things. But then I just realized like, okay, that stability is not actually like there. Like that's not a real thing. So that was a big consideration. And in some ways, I feel like even just working for yourself can be more stable because you have control over how much time and effort you're putting into your position, which is another thing that kind of ties back to finance actually, is like, you know, I could put in way more effort than the person next to me at my previous employer, but we would probably end up getting the same raise. Whereas if you're your own boss, you've got your own business and stuff like that, when you put more time and more effort into creating more products and marketing and all that kind of stuff, like the return on investment of that time is there. Like you have limitless possibilities in terms of, you know, how much money you can bring in and what you can do and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, so that was definitely a consideration. And then just like the passion and time, you know, my previous job, former job was a work from home full-time job, which I was very blessed with. It was always that way, even before COVID hit, which really was nice for, you know, the birth of my second daughter, Julia. When I went back to work after maternity leave, it was way less stressful than the first time when I had to like actually go into an office for, you know, 9 hours a day, have an hour commute each way and see my baby for like an hour a day. It was much easier to, you know, just go back into my home office and I can pop out and say hi when I need to and all that kind of stuff. But it still was lacking that full like flexibility of my time that I wanted, just full command of my time. I didn't want to have to ask someone to take time off. Now, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you have to be strategic about taking time off, because if you're not putting the time into your business, it's not going to grow, you know. So, but I didn't want to have to depend on requesting time off, making sure I had enough sick time, enough, you know, vacation time, all that to take time off to go to a school event for Maddie, or, you know, if Julie got sick one day. Now, my former employer was very understanding and supportive of like a balanced family life, and I feel very blessed for that, but it's still stressful to call out a bunch and you know that your work tasks are going to fall behind, or your work is going to fall on the shoulders of someone else who's backing you up, and just all of that. So it was just kind of a mess in terms of time. You know, I would have to work 10 hours outside of 8 to 5. So I'd end up working a lot of evenings. I do not like working evenings. I am not a night person at all. My brain just does not work at night. I am much more so like a morning person and everything, but I didn't want to work early in the morning because I wanted to spend early mornings getting Maddie ready for school or going for walks or just different things like that. Like I would rather spend those early morning hours doing that. And Andrew's schedule would change a lot because, you know, he's at Costco, and so his schedule's not always consistent. So anyways, I wanted more control, like full control over my time and everything. And then there's the passion piece, which I also talked about in my I Quit video, was that I just was not passionate about what I was doing. I didn't feel like I was really invested in the work that I was doing. I didn't feel like I was using my natural like skill sets to the best of my ability. I am a pretty creative person, it turns out. I didn't always think that I was creative, but since creating digital stickers, digital planners and stuff, like that outlet is so important for me to feel like a whole person. And so I get that. Like I feel like I'm using my God-given gifts by creating these products to help others stay organized and manage their finances and all that kind of stuff. And I don't know. And I had always, it's kind of funny how things happen, because I remember when I worked with a coworker of mine at my previous employer, GCU, I was working with coworkers to help them create budgets in Excel. And I would create these like chore schedule PDFs that I would laminate and put in our fridge. And some of my friends would ask me for them and stuff. And so I would just give those to them. And just like, I would create this stuff for fun. And now I've turned that into like my career, into my job. And like, this is a job that I'm excited every single day to show up for. Even after working a long day at my full-time job, I was always excited to log on and design stickers and to do all these things. Like, and that is what really stood out to me, was like, wow, I can be completely totally exhausted, but I still get so excited about doing this. And so I kind of considered all of those things, but the main contributor was my faith, my relationship with God, again, the conversations I had had with him, praying about it, all that kind of stuff. But I did want to share some of the other considerations I made when making this decision, because it's a huge decision and it's something that's not for everybody. I don't mean to knock like the 9-to-5 job. If you feel content and fulfilled and secure in your 9-to-5 position and it's fulfilling to you, it's what you're passionate about, there's absolutely nothing wrong with working in that type of environment, as long as it's not toxic to you and it's bringing joy to your life. Now, you have to make, wise, responsible decisions. And God told me clear as day, Steph, you're going to quit your job at WGU. Did I run out the next day and quit? No, I feel like God does not want us to be put into these kind of crazy, chaotic situations, or anything like that. I think he was just planting that seed of it's time to start thinking about this and it's time to start planning for this. So, but that was just my experience. I know people, I watch so many I quit videos, you guys, and I know there are people that did feel very secure after God told them, you're making this leap. And they were like, okay, I'm going to go do it. And they did it right away. And it turned out okay for them. I personally didn't feel comfortable doing that. So you have to just really take it up with God, or just think about it, in depth, weigh the pros and cons and all that kind of stuff. I try to not make super impulsive decisions. I am kind of an impulsive person. I'm going to admit that. But I try to just take a step back and think. And my husband is great about that. He is my rock when it comes to having those conversations. My good friend Kelsey, dear Lord, God bless her. I've talked to her about this so many times. And so just have a support system, people that you can talk these things out with and all of that. And feel free to message me and let me know, if you have any questions and if you're planning to take that leap of faith. That's super exciting. But I just thought I'd share a little bit about what I thought about when deciding to make that final decision. So if you guys want to hear a more detailed video, this was kind of the Cliff Notes version, but if you want to hear a more detailed video about all of this, definitely let me know. But that's pretty much it for this digital plan with me, you guys. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope that you're having a wonderful weekend, and stay tuned for Tuesday. I haven't filmed my day in the life yet, but this seems to be a very quick bug. So my hope and prayer is that I'll actually be able to film that on Monday. I'm hoping and praying Monday is going to be the first day of my new fresh routine. Get up early in the morning, go to Orange Theory, take my shower, log into work, all that kind of stuff. I have a plan, and I'm hoping Monday will be the day I can execute that plan, and then I can film it and share a day in the life with you guys on Tuesday. So just pray for us that this stomach bug passes quickly. I'm starting to feel not so great, so I'm gonna go lay down or whatever. But yeah, stay healthy out there, take care of yourselves, and I will chat with y'all later. Bye.